Hi there and welcome to From Ideas to Results. I'm joined by Kathryn, who is part of our SEO team at Sleeping Giant Media, and we're diving into some of the hot topics that have been kicking off this month. So the first one is OpenAI starts testing SearchGPT prototype. What is this?
So essentially it is OpenAI's version of their search engine prototype that they're currently testing. So it's in a very limited beta at the moment. I think limited to only 10,000 users right now. Essentially it is going to be this kind of search engine version of the ChatGPT model, and they're going to be looking at implementing any of those features into ChatGPT once it launches.
And what impact do you think it's going to have on the market?
I think it's a really interesting one. I think in terms of Google's market share, so far what we've seen from kind of these new AI tools is that it hasn't really disrupted things that much, but I think it's good to be aware of these new sort of search engines coming onto the market and new AI tools coming onto the market. It does obviously have the potential to disrupt things in future.
Anything that you think people need to consider or change or start thinking about now in preparation for this?
Entities is something we've been talking about a lot. I think that's definitely still going to be really, really important. And as we see kind of ChatGPT roll this out kind of more widely, we'll then be able to see kind of whether there's any additional things we need to consider.
And entities, if you're not sure what that is, do check out our guide on entities. It's kind of how you're looking to optimize SEO for the future. So a big topic in itself. Moving on, so Bing is also testing a new generative search experience. So again, give us an overview of what that is.
Yeah, so they're essentially testing a new version of their search generative experience, very similar to, I guess, how Google has been testing variations of AI overviews. There's going to be kind of new ways that they're presenting the information. I think similar to the previous update, it's really good to kind of keep these in mind.
Again, in terms of what people need to do, entities.
Entities is the way to go, yeah.
Gotcha. So we also saw some more data being released that actually Google is maintaining its market share. So going back to that point you're making a moment ago, they're seeing that actually they're holding strong.
Yeah, some new data came out which suggested actually Google had seen a slight growth in market share, looking at data from May 2023 to May 2024. I think it was up by something like 1.4%. So it does indicate at the moment that people aren't yet moving away from Google search, not at least significantly.
And is that because they're keeping up with this? Essentially, they've released their AI experience and integrating AI quite significantly as well.
I mean, there's a lot of debate around whether AI overviews is the best one out there at the moment, but I think, Googling things is kind of common, isn't it?
It's become a noun, I'd be interested to see how GPT, Perplexity, Bing all evolve. And the other thing in the news is that Google Search Console launches recommendations. What's that?
So essentially what this is, it's currently in experimental beta, so you may or may not see this when you log into Search Console, but essentially what they're doing is providing some further guidance on some areas of potential optimizations with your Search Console data. So if you're kind of limited on time or not sure where to start, it should give you some prompts on things you might want to go and look at. Obviously, as with any kind of recommendations you get inside a tool, perhaps take it with a pinch of salt. Not everything that it's going to flag is something that needs actioning, but it might be useful as a starting point.
And those are the key topics this month. Hope that's useful. We'll see you again next month.